Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we're going to have Cory. Cory is from Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania in the USA. So let's see what Cory has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Cory, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think this is awesome.
Tell me, how's your weekend going so far?
Pretty good. Relaxing, which is always a good thing. We went out to a Christmas market yesterday, getting into the season a little bit early, so that was kind of fun. How about you? How's life?
Been- It's been good actually. I was in Canada. I was traveling. I just got back a few days ago,
Nice.
and as you said, it's great to be in this season now. I think there's we can smell Christmas. I think Christmas is just around the corner. You know what I mean? It's already here.
Right, right. And you know what? It feels like it comes earlier and earlier every year too. Like we decorated, we put up our tree and everything on Friday. So we used to wait until after Thanksgiving, but we figured, what the heck, you know?
So tell me, what's the meaning of Christmas for you?
Um, I mean, family. I was trying to think of a non-cliche answer there, but I think that is the answer. Family togetherness, connection with loved ones is what it's all about, for me at least.
Totally. So tell me, where are you from, Cory?
I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
My God, that's amazing. Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, love it. I don't live there anymore. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina now. We moved about 2.5, 3 years ago now. But I'll always be a Pittsburgher.
And what's the biggest joy of living in Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania?
Again, family. Both mother and father, born and raised there. Big families, all born and raised there. So that's just having family there. And the pride. I think everybody from Pittsburgh has a certain pride about where we're from. So those are the biggest things for me, for sure.
That's amazing. And what do you do for work for a living, Cory?
Um, Easiest way to describe it is a life coach.
Mhm. So tell me a little
I
bit. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, carry on.
No, 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 please, yeah.
I was about to say, so tell me how, how has been for you being a personal coach when the opportunity came along for you to start your journey?
Yeah, great question. Um, I mean, I've always kind of been in this space. Have a background in mental health. I was a counselor for a long time. It was my first job out of college. And then I also have a background in fitness as well. And then COVID, well, the pandemic and everything kind of shut down. Um, I was out of work. I was working at a gym in sports performance at the time, and figured, who knows how long this is going to last. So I found a remote position as a behavioral health coach, and that's kind of where it started. I was able to blend my background in mental health counseling and fitness, and kind of take this holistic, whole person approach, and then it kind of just took off from there. So I work with a mix of different folks, but it all kind of, everything's so interconnected. I've learned over the years, so everything is we have different stories, but similar experiences.
Totally. And I think it's amazing for you to, being a coach, for you to have the opportunity to help others based on your personal life, based on your life experience. And I think it's a great place to be for you to be able to, to guide people, to help them, to somehow, get them in a better place, or maybe a place where they don't feel they are in the right place right now. So it's a great job for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I love it. I couldn't picture myself doing anything else.
Amazing. Okay, Cory, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey so far, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Before we start our journey, within the Magic Box, I'd like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Ooh, I feel like I'm an open book, but I love I consider myself a bit of a cinephile. I love movies and television. It's like one of my hobbies, and I mean, I keep a cinema journal where I journal about the things that I watch and character development. I think it helps me to kind of look back on where I was in life last July, let's say, and what I was watching, and kind of I don't know. It's for memory, but I think it also helps me, as silly as it might sound, as a coach, right? Because I get to kind of study how people kind of develop over time. So, yeah, it's one of my little joys. I love doing it.
I love that. I love that. And I tell you something, Cory, I love movies. Movies,
Yeah.
it's my therapy of the week. I go to the
Yep.
cinema every weekend, and that's where it's the only time when I forget about the magic box. It's the only time because when I'm there, during this process of watching a movie in the theater in the cinema, it, I just get into it. I love it. It's like a therapy for me. And fun enough that you mentioned about this fun fact about yourself. A friend of mine, I used to live in Portugal before moving to London, and a friend of mine, as she, she loves movies as well. And all the time when we were going to the cinema, she will always write in the back of the ticket the people who she went to the cinema to with. So
Love that.
yeah, and she had all this. I'm sure she still keep them. And she said, "William, it's just about a memory. I love to watch. When I see this movie, I can see who was with me at the time. You know what I mean? I found such
Yeah.
a sweet way of approaching, the movie industry. I love that. I think it's great. I'm gonna tell her about your your idea.
I love her idea too. That's amazing. Might steal that one myself.
Amazing. Cory, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
I think so. Let's do it.
Amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I have him, my best friend. Random fun questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just first relax before the first question. Okay?
Sure. Sounds
Let's
good.
start.
Okay.
Do it. Okay, so before I start the interview, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can change. Okay?
Okay.
Amazing. First question is, what's your ideal life look like?
Oh, um, what I'm living right now is pretty close. I love what I do. We just moved into our dream home here. Get to work from home, spend a lot of time with our dogs, which is always amazing. And um, for me, the biggest thing is the pace of life, right? I think we're all so busy. I know I'm very busy. So just being able to slow down every once in a while, I think that's something that I really value. I think it helps me, and I think it helps a lot of people to kind of keep going where they're going.
And what's the meaning of life for you?
Um, Man, it's another good one. Exploration
Mhm.
um of self. Of course, the world as well.
Okay.
Absolutely. Connecting with others and exploring other cultures and places that you've never been. But I think what all that does is just expand who we are. And I think having that partnership with yourself, where you're constantly learning about who you are and who you're becoming, to me, that's what it's all about. And I think that helps us to be better. And when we're better, society can be better.
And what motivates the most in life?
Um, I think that understanding, man. I mean, I don't want to be cliche, um, but self-understanding for me is the biggest. I mean, I strive for it every day. So I'm very um, introverted, first of all, but introspective as well. So I do just so much reflection, and just I wasn't always very kind to myself. I wasn't always a friend to myself. So the fact that now I feel that, and I'm okay with myself, and I think just the more I get to know myself, the happier I am, the more connected I feel to myself and ultimately to everybody around me too.
When you say that you're not kind to yourself, you're not being good to you, when was the moment, that the turn point that you realized that, oh, okay, I need to put myself as the main person in my life? When was the turn point for you that realized that?
Um, I think when I started doing what I'm doing now, it's not been a very long time. But being able to step into this coaching realm and being able to connect with others and realizing that there's a value of what I do and I can help people. And I kind of, it kind of clicked for me that, um, for me to really maximize my ability to help others, I need to be coming from a place where I am whole and healed. So that was kind of the motivation there. I have this platform where I'm able to connect with others and help others, and I can't
Mhm.
do that from an inauthentic place, not as well as I could. So that's kind of where it started. I had that light bulb moment. Couldn't tell you the exact session or the exact conversation, but just realizing that I love what I do. I think I'm okay at what I do. I think that's kind of that was the turning point for me, just realizing that, huh, there's something to this. Maybe I can do this. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does, and it feels great when you realize that. I think it feels free. It feels like, oh my God, it feels amazing for you to be able to be in that place for sure. Get it?
Yeah, man. I mean, having a sense of purpose, right? I think that was the thing that maybe was missing or maybe misplaced throughout
Yeah,
my life. And then you get that opportunity and it clicks. It's amazing how one thing can change, and then all of a sudden all the other parts of our lives can fall into place along with it.
for sure. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, next question is, what is something you wish you could do every single day?
Mm. Um, Relax. And I listen, man, like I don't want that to that's not really like a lazy answer. It's not meant to be. I think our ability to relax is something. Life is so fast paced now. We're all so busy and distracted all of the
Yeah,
time. So I find sometimes even when I try to relax, it's not very relaxing.
yeah,
So, we talked about movies a little bit earlier. That's like I treat that as like a meditation time. Phone is away. I want to focus. I mean, this is just time to just unwind and rest. It doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes you're playing games or scrolling on social media, and that to me is not very relaxing. So being able to effectively relax every day is something that I'm striving for. I'm not quite there yet, but it's top of mind for sure.
What's the biggest joy of being Cory? What do you like the most about being you?
I think the work that I've done on myself has allowed me to be just a generally more positive person, man. And I don't I've gotten good at not taking things personally. I lived so much of my life with such a giant chip on my shoulder for so long, and it's just so exhausting being angry and combative, and being able to kind of release that um, and find the positives even in the most challenging situations. I think that helps me to stay pretty balanced and within my own rhythm. And that's my happy place, just being in that rhythm and kind of leaning into what I need most any day or any moment. So I think that skill that I've built over these years is definitely something that I'm proud of and I feel really good about.
Do you think happiness is a choice?
Yes, I do think happiness is a choice.
Why is that?
I think I think we always have the power of perspective, right? We can choose um, we can choose the aspects of each and any experience. If we, I mean, there are negatives to take in any situation, but there are also positives to take in any situation. I think it's up to us to choose. Um, and I also think that feelings follow behaviors, not the other way around. And there isn't much that we can control in life. In fact, I think, I think the only thing we can control is what we do. So the fact that our choices and our behaviors influence how we feel, I think that is something that is always within our control and something we can choose to pursue no matter what the situation or circumstance.
I like that you just said now, feelings follow behaviors. I like that. And it's so true because, you know, when feelings hit you, it just it's like a reaction. You behave
Yes.
somehow that. And sometimes can be a good thing, sometimes can be a negative thing. So I like that. I really like that. Feelings follows behavior. You put that in my mind now. I love it.
I think so many of us think that, we wait to feel good
Yeah.
until we do something. But, like having my job, I talk with a lot of folks looking for like motivation or they think they need to be more disciplined. But man, those things come after we take our first steps. I mean, so you kind of need to identify what it is that needs done, do it, and then all those feelings that you want or think you want along the way, they'll come. But the most important thing is taking that first step and taking action.
Love it. Next question. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Before the next question, when I was checking your profile, and you described a little bit more about, your work as a coach. And there are three words that got my attention. It says there, presence, perspective, and performance. So tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about the three words that are displayed in your page on Instagram.
Yeah. For me, I think those are probably the three pillars of um, my coaching philosophy, let's say. I try to coach more in principles than I do in frameworks. Um, I think approaching every conversation that way helps me to be more flexible and dynamic versus rigid. Frameworks are great. Going by the book is great, but human beings are so dynamic, man. So any conversation that we have, you never know. And this is the perfect example of that. You never know what question you're
Yeah,
going to pull out of that
yeah,
box. So
yeah.
so we have to be flexible. So those are the three things that I always try to kind of lean on. I mean, helping people to feel more present in their lives, or at least define what that might look like for folks. Checking perspectives, like we just talked about. I mean, we always have a choice in how we're viewing each and any situation. And I think, then that allows us to maybe get to that final performance based narrative where, whether we're focusing on goals or job performance, relationship performance. I mean, um, I think showing up as our best possible selves, that's pretty much what I mean by that performance word. Um, yeah, I don't know if any of that rambling made any sense, but
It,
yeah.
absolutely, it does. And what's the biggest joy of being a coach? What do you like the most about it?
Um, I think being able to see, I'm in such a unique position where I can see transformations happening in real time, right? Like I can be present during that light bulb moment, or at least I can maybe they, and most of the time it happens, they have that light bulb moment outside of our conversations, but then we can kind of see and discuss, what does it mean? What changed for you? How can we continue to lean into what you've learned or what's clicked for you? How can you build from there? So being part of that transformation process is it's so cool. It really is, especially when, I mean, it's easy, right? I mean, people come into me wanting to grow and better themselves. So that alone is amazing right off the bat. But then being able to actually see it from a bit of a distance, I don't have much to do with it. I mean, the folks I work with do all the hard work, right? But just being able to see it and support it, man, it's we I used that word purpose a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just brings that sense of purpose right up to the forefront anytime it happens.
amazing. Next question is, if you could meet yourself when you're 15 years old again, which advice would you give to yourself at the time?
Oh man, I was a mess at 15, William. There's a lot of advice I would give my 15-year-old self. Um, I think it's okay to, that's it's so cliche, but um, you know, feeling feeling angry or feeling slight. I mean, how you feel is okay. I think that my biggest battle growing up was always fighting against how I felt, depressed or anxious or angry. I mean, every single day, a different emotion that I wanted nothing to do with. And that just twisted me up for years of my life, man. So I think accepting. That's what I would tell myself. Take a moment. Stop trying to run from every experience and every emotion. Just sit with it for a moment. Try to pay attention to what it's trying to teach you. And then maybe I could have started this whole journey a little bit earlier.
And which person in your life or in your family right now you feel more close to or more connected with?
um, my parents, yeah, my parents, I mean, I put them through hell for most of my life. So the fact that I can, kind of be on the other side of that and develop new relationships with them. It's not always easy. Relationships never are. And that's mostly, I think, my doing is putting pressure on myself to constantly prove that I've grown, I'm different, I'm matured. But just being able to build relationships as adults and seeing my parents not only as my parents but as adults. um yeah, that's something I've been enjoying these past few years for sure.
Okay, so your parents, they're watching this interview right now and you have a moment, an opportunity to send them a message. What would you say? They are watching.
Just thank you, man. I mean, there were a lot of times and even years where I don't think anybody knew. I didn't know where I was going to end up. And that they kind of they supported me no matter what, even at my lowest. Never gave up
Beautiful.
on me, and always had this belief in me. And I think that truly allowed me to be where I am today, because there were years where I didn't have any sense of self or belief in self. So they kind of carried that torch for me until I
Oh,
was ready to kind of take it myself. And yeah, I would just say, thank you for that. I mean,
wow.
what else can you say? What else can I say? There aren't enough words
Oh,
to express that gratitude.
sweet. And you have siblings as well?
Younger sister, I do.
I
I
see.
do.
Okay, 3 questions left. Let's do it.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
Okay, next question is, describe yourself in one positive and one negative word only.
Authentic,
Hmm.
stubborn.
Which one is the negative? I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking.
Yeah.
As you mentioned before, about your rebellious moment, situation in the past as growing up. My question for you is, if you had the superpower of erasing that time of your life where maybe you were a bit lost, you didn't know how to find answers, you were fighting against things that you could understand, and now you know that, and you are in a place where you feel the happiest, you feel like you are going the right direction. If you had the superpower of erasing, taking their time to avoid maybe some situations in your life or maybe some tears, would you avoid it or would you keep it?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, I think. I would trust me. There are many moments that I would like to erase, but at the same time, I also think that without those moments, I probably don't end up here.
Mhm.
Um, so as painfully as it is to say, I would probably keep it and deal with it and grow from it. And just to end up right here where I am, because right now I wouldn't. There's not much I would change.
And what that time in your life has taught you?
That change is always possible, man.
Mm,
Change is
mhm.
always possible. We can always do more to grow, to change, to cultivate understanding. I mean, there are always things. I said it earlier. Most of life happens outside of our control, but there are little things that we can control, and that's where our true power lies.
Amazing. Two questions left. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You like dancing, Cory?
Oh man, I'm when I'm by myself or with the dogs, maybe I'll dance around with them. But I've made a fool of myself one too many times in life, so I don't want to continue adding to that that list of embarrassing moments.
Not in front of the camera, yeah, not in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Before the next question, coaching people, I think it's, as I mentioned before, it's a powerful place to be. It's a position where you have the opportunity of helping others. But of course, sometimes this energy that you get from others can be not the best energy. Could be negative and things that. My question
Yeah.
for you is, how do you find a way somehow to block maybe those feelings, not to get into personal life? Because as a coach, of course, you become compassionate, you put yourself in their shoes, you can feel their feelings, you can feel their emotions, you can feel their pain. And sometimes this can somehow, you can take that, because being path, yeah, being in that position, you can relate to that. So my question is, how do you find a way to somehow protect your energy, or maybe not to get involved that much, to bring to your personal life, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a really great question because I feel like I'm pretty good at this, but I think subconsciously sometimes I'm not, right? Like I never ruminate on things that happen in a session, but maybe there are other signs where I feel like mentally fatigued or exhausted. I don't feel up for having that next conversation just yet, like needing a minute. Um, I think I learned that I started. I worked for about 5 years as an addictions counselor, and that being such a, I mean, it's seeing people make that change and improve their lives is so it was so amazing, and I love my time there. But obviously, there's the other end of that, and things don't go well, and it could literally be a life or death kind of situation. So being able, that's kind of where I started to learn to separate. Um, and not take ownership of outcomes with folks and kind of just recognize that I'm here. I'll always do the best that I can. But at the end of the day, um, folks have, these are their lives, right? I'm a small part of it. I'm not even a guide. Um, I'm here to help folks lean into that self-ownership aspect of it. So I think that principle is helpful. Um, but to give a more simple answer, I think just being able to kind of wind down,
Hmm.
do a little bit of maybe reflection after my last session of the day, um, have a bit of a routine there, 5-10 minutes where I kind of decompress and then leave the office. And that's it. Maybe I'll go put on a show or watch a movie, and that's kind of part of it too. So having like systems, routines in place is huge.
And most of your clients that work with you, they are male or females?
It's a mix, but it is mostly male. Yeah, it's mostly male. I don't advertise that as like a man, a men's coach or anything like that. But I do think that men, we have an easier time sometimes connecting with other men along the way. I work with a number of females as well.
I see. Next question is, what's your morning ritual?
Ooh, I love this one. Yeah, my morning ritual, I think, is the catalyst for all of the growth. So I do. Um, it's funny, everything that I do, I have specialty like certification. So I work with other folks, journal therapy facilitator. So I journal a lot, meditation teacher. So do a little bit of meditation. That's a habit that has kind of fallen by the wayside. It always does for me in the summertime for some reason. I don't know. I want to get up and get going. So leaning into stillness is one it's a foundation for me, one that I'm trying to get back into. So journaling, a little bit of stillness and movement. Those are kind of the three big ones. And then I kind of and reading. I try to read a passage every day, a little bit of studying, and then get going.
What would be the title of your memoir?
Oh man. Um,
Oh man, I'm joking.
that could be it. Um, that's a good one, William. I'm not sure. Something about change. I can't come up with a creative or witty answer there. Maybe change through presence, right? I think that's where it all starts. Just being able to slow down enough to kind of notice life as it unfolds, ourselves as we unfold with it, and I think from there we can cultivate the clarity that we need to be able to move forward and make changes that we want to make or feel we should make. So yeah, maybe that change through presence.
And in the
Not
back of
very
the
good.
book, in the back of the book would be, oh man.
Oh man. Oh man, here we go again.
I love it. Amazing. Last question. Ready?
Yeah,
Let's do
let's
it.
do it.
One. Before the last question, back to your life coaching career. Tell me a moment or a situation that you're never gonna forget that so far is gonna hold a special place in your heart. If you can share, it could be a feedback of a client, or could be a session that somehow touched your heart. Could be anything that you go like, you know what? I meant to be in this path for this moment.
Um, I think there are a lot. There are a
Mhm.
lot. Um, but the one that immediately is coming to mind now is working with I don't typically work with kids, with teens. I have in the past, but not so much anymore. But a year or two ago, I was working with a college student who was um, managing pretty significant anxiety, and it reminded me of me so much, and the fact that I was able to be a sliver of support for that student, um, and that student was able to make changes necessary to, I mean, grades improved, graduated, moved on, dream job. The fact that I was able to be there, to be that support, for me, it was almost like being what I needed, at that time in my life. So that to me was definitely a full circle moment. Like I said, there have been many, but that was one that will probably always stick with me. And that particular client will always hold a special place in my heart for sure.
And I like that, Cory. I like that because somehow, as you said, you could see yourself back in your young age when
Yeah.
you're, having this trouble in your mind that you couldn't find answers. And I think sometimes, when you had the opportunity to somehow help another person based on that situation, or maybe something connect with, it's pure. It comes from your heart, and I think that's why it gets straight away to your mind these moments, because is based on you in your personal life somehow. It's helping you out as well, healing. Somehow, I'm sure it helps you for sure. Yeah,
Absolutely, man. I mean, and we kind of talked about that a little bit earlier in the conversation, about frameworks and principles and philosophies of coaching. The biggest thing for me is the people I work with.
yeah,
Learning, learning how life unfolds from their eyes, and being, it helps me to understand, I think, myself a little bit better,
yeah,
people in general a little bit better, and it's a reminder of how closely we're so much more connected, I think,
yeah.
than we realize. So yeah.
I get that. Okay, last question for you is, where are you planning to go for your next vacation?
Um, I don't know if we have. Listen, my wife is the planner. I just go along for the ride. She's very well traveled. She's been everywhere.
Wow.
I'm catching up with her help. Um, I think our plan is we went to Puerto Rico 2 years ago, and the plan was to make that kind of a recurring theme. We didn't we moved this year, so we skipped on it this year. So I think that might be in the works, going back to Puerto Rico in March or April. We'll have to run it by her, see if that's still the plan. But as
Amazing.
far as I know, that's probably the next one.
And if you had a superpower of going anywhere in the world right this moment, right now, where would you go and why?
Um, Ireland. Um, we
Interesting.
went there on our honeymoon, and we rented a car, and we drove the countryside for a day. I mean, we were there for close to 2 weeks and just explored it. My family's from there, so that was it was like amazing. For somebody who strives to be deeply present all the time, it was so easy to just be present and feel that sense of connection. Yeah, that's probably, I can't wait to go back. So if I could go anywhere right now, it would probably be there.
It's interesting to say about Ireland because when we start talking on social media and I saw your videos, for some reason I had a feeling that you could be Irish. It's so interesting. there was
Yeah,
some there was something there. I just had this thought about Ireland. Interesting saying that. Amazing. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to say some words, just the one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's
sure.
start with money.
Man, I know this is supposed to be quick thinking. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Um,
No right or wrong.
Money.
Whatever comes to your mind.
Stress,
Fear,
emotion,
life,
connection,
love,
presence,
family,
loyalty,
religion,
philosophy,
sex,
love.
politics. Your face.
Is no thank you an answer? Independent thinking.
Okay. Friendship,
Um, Connection,
desire,
focus,
regret,
shame,
success,
rhythm,
wish,
um, wish, desire,
happiness.
choice,
I like that. One word for Pittsburgh.
home, family,
One word for USA.
complicated,
And the last one now, one word for life coach.
Rhythm. I want to say rhythm.
Wow. Let's pretend I'm going to meet your wife for a coffee and I'm going to ask her, what's the most beautiful thing about Cory? What do you think she would say? And also, I would ask her, what's something that he still needs to improve on, to work on? What do you think she would say?
Um, I think could be the same answer for both. I think authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's a good thing, but it can get me into trouble sometimes too. I need to be able to I think read the situation. Or eh, we all wear masks, William. I'm not very good at that, putting on different masks, and maybe I could be a little bit better at that every once in a while.
I see. Get it. Let's play now Cory and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Cory, so before you ask me the question, people watch this interview right now. Maybe they would like to connect with you. Maybe they would like to have you as a guide, in coaching, as a life coach. So tell me what's something about you, about the work that you provide that stands out.
Um, yeah, that's a really good one. My work all boils down to helping people be more present and self-aware. Um, I help people to slow down and connect with what truly matters to them, and feel more connected, whether that is with themselves, with their work, with their goals, within their relationships. And it's my, I think, philosophy that the more closely connected we feel to our lives, ourselves, the task at hand, the more the better that we can show up, within our own lives. So that's kind of the to an overly simple way of describing what I do. It's all about presence and self-awareness, and then kind of letting the other chips fall where they may.
Amazing. Okay, you can ask me a question now.
Yeah, man, I've been thinking about this a lot, William. Because this is I don't usually talk about myself, so I'm usually the one asking questions. And there's some good ones. Um, can I ask you two, and you can choose which one is
I can answer
okay?
two. I can answer two of them.
You can answer two. Okay, so number one is
Be, be,
describe
be,
a.
be kind, okay? Be gentle. Joke.
If you're comfortable with it, of course. Describe a perfect day in your life.
My God, beautiful question. Perfect day for me, Cory. It's when you wake up in the morning and knowing that you can be your truly self without
Yeah,
any doubt. When you step out of your house, you're gonna walk in the streets, you're gonna go to work, you're gonna go to the gym, you're gonna travel, you're gonna meet friends, you're gonna meet strangers, you're gonna go on a date, and you know that you're gonna be your truly self based on the day, based on whatever's gonna happen in your life. For me, that's a perfect day. Knowing that you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna make memories, you're gonna cry, you're gonna have the happiest moment, you're gonna connect with people. That's for me the perfect day, knowing that you are your truly self. So for me, knowing that any day can be perfect when you know that you can be your truly self. And I know sometimes not easy based different circumstances. However, when we can wake up in the morning and start your day knowing that, you know what, whatever gonna happen to me today, I know that's gonna be my truly self. So that's for me the perfect day. I love the question.
I love that, man. That's good stuff. So authenticity is what
Yeah,
you value.
absolutely. That's one of the main keys, I think. As you said, sometimes not easy because you're gonna be judged. You're gonna
Yeah.
make big mistakes, or you're gonna be judged in the fact that who you are. However, it's part of you. Just embrace it, and after just deal with, and you're gonna learn. You're gonna become a better person. So that's, I think, be authentic. It's about is your truly self. Is something about you that you cannot change. You can improve, you can adjust, you know what I mean? But the authenticity, even people, they don't know you, they feel you, they know that there is something unique about you, and that's being authentic for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's perfect, William. So, wow, what an answer. So, my other question I was kicking around was if you're comfortable sharing, what would you do? And this could be this could be generally in life or just today, however you decide. But what would you do if you knew that you couldn't fail?
You know what? It's gonna be a funny answer because I could tell you so many things, but something that came to my mind, and I'm gonna be just honest, that genuinely came to my mind. I would, I would, I would do a skydiving.
Yeah,
And I'll tell you
it's a
why.
good one.
I tell you what came to my mind, that because I was traveling to Canada, and we were driving from a cottage that we went for the weekend, and we passed by a place where people are doing skydiving, yeah, when they're landing and going, and I was like, oh my god, it's something that tricks me, that I'd love to do it, but I'm still not ready for it. However, I had here on the show a lovely man. He's a skydive instructor from New York, and he told me something that I didn't know. That nowadays with technology, the thing's always going to open. It doesn't matter what happened. There's always, for example, if you are falling and for some reason you cannot do anything about it, there is like a thing that's going to somehow open, and you're gonna go back there. It's gonna be very hard because the intensity that's gonna open so hard is gonna take like in a very anyway, but you would open, however. So based to your question, I think something that's I know it's a silly answer, but just genuinely come to my mind. So that's it's something that I would do it knowing that I wouldn't face. So I'll be brave to do it right now because I'm not ready yet.
Not a silly answer at all. It's perfect. Yeah, that's a great answer, actually. Skydiving, I would love to do it, but the fear of failure, that yeah, can be a
and
deterrent for sure.
and just adding a little bit more to my answer, Corey. I'm a strong believer that I do everything in my life with not I don't have a fear that things gonna happen. I like the challenge. I like when you're gonna do something in your life and you know that these butterflies come to your tummy, it means you're going the right direction. It means that you are follow your intuition. Life is talking to you, life is pulling you,
Yeah.
come, it's the right place to go. So based on that answer, I think it's that for me it was hard to answer because I know whatever I do in my life, there's always a risk of failing or success. And I like that feeling. I like that it drives me to it because, you know, I'm if it works well, amazing. If it doesn't, amazing as well, because there's always something
Right.
to learn out of it. So it's difficult for me to talk about that because I just take opportunity how it comes, and I love it. I love to be in a situation where I'm scared, where I'm nervous, where I have these butterflies. That because again, it's life talking to me. So that's just to add a little bit more for that answer. Yeah.
I love it. So success or failure, you're finding growth and opportunity either way.
Yes. And if it be just failures, will be boring. If it be just success, will be boring as well. So we need both to balance our lives and to get us in the right place where we meant to be. So yeah, I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you
Couldn't
enjoy
agree
the
more.
Did you enjoy the interview?
I did, man. Listen, I don't really talk about myself, so I was nervous as all hell, but you're so warm and welcoming. So
Thank
I once we got started, I was surprised myself. I didn't bumble as much as I thought I would have. So I did. I really enjoyed it, man, and I appreciate you having me.
Thanks again. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being so sweet and so kind and accepting my invitation. As you know very well, we are so busy with our lives. And when
Yeah,
someone take their time for us, it's precious. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate you make the time for the interview.
appreciate you equally, William. Thank you.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. The one that I've been living by recently is a quote by Lao Tzu. Those who flow as life flows know they need no other force.
Wow.
To me, it just means kind of use that word rhythm a bunch, but no matter how you feel, find the rhythm in it. Even if you don't feel your best or you're having a bad day, flow with it. Don't resist it. You'll come out on the other side, and vice versa. If you feel great, you feel at your best, roll with it. Keep it rolling. But live life lead with acceptance, not resistance, and things will fall into place along the way.
Amazing. Thanks again. Regards to your
Very
wife,
cool.
your friends, and family, and keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay,
Yeah,
enjoy. Take care.
likewise. Thanks, Wim.
Bye bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.